Today's First Alert afternoon weather update is brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.
Good Thursday afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here live for our 2 p.m. First Alert weather live stream. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. As always, if you have any questions, go check out our Facebook page at WNEM TV5 News. There I will try to answer any of the questions that you might have. I do apologize in advance. I don't always look over at the chat, so I may miss a question as we look at our weather, but I try to answer them to the best of my ability and as quickly as I can as we get through this stream. As always, you can check us out on our Facebook page, on our YouTube pages at WNEM TV5 News. You can also watch us on Roku and Apple TV. You can also head over to our website, WNEM.com/live streams, and there you can catch not only our 2 p.m. streams, but any of our other content that we do have sort of flying out of the building. We're going to start off looking at a few of our cameras, starting off at downtown Flint. You do have some light cloud cover there, but the busy streets of Flint right now are dry, and they'll continue to stay mostly dry. You may get some light rain tomorrow morning, but for the most part should be a dry day. I know we have some events going on. Bikes on the Bricks starts tomorrow, so there will be a lot of motorcycles down there at Flint. If you're someone that likes that, you may want to travel down there for that event. That goes all weekend, but again, starts tomorrow as we get through the day. We're also going to look across the region at some of the cameras. This is downtown Chicago. And looking to be a pretty nice day for anyone that has friends or family down there in that area. Probably windy. That's something we're going to see across much of the northern portions of the country's very windy conditions. That will get to us tomorrow. Then we'll look downtown Detroit, where it's also looking like a very nice day there. Just some light fluffy clouds off in the distance, but lots of blue. Just on the cooler side, again, that's what we're seeing for lots of our temperatures for the day and really for the rest of our week into our weekend. Now we take a look at our sky tracker right now. There is a few isolated showers that have tried to move in from the west. I don't expect this to be anything too heavy, but it's enough that you will see some light rain as we're getting through the next couple of hours, especially if you live in our northern counties and then along 127. That will be similar to what you could see in terms of rain. I pulled back that cloud cover and it is showing us just some very light rain rolling into those regions around Mount Pleasant, down to Elma, and then up there to the north towards Rose City. I think Rose City, you're probably going to be looking at a consistent stretch of rain here, probably in the next 10 to 20 minutes. Again, nothing too heavy. I think it's just going to be light enough, though, that you notice it as we get here over the next hour or so. Now, looking at our temperatures, again, it is on the cooler side today. We've had that cold air move itself in, and it really has sat there through the night into this afternoon. You have some areas in the 50s, Holton Lake at 54, you have West Branch at 63. As you start to move to the south, you really don't see that warm-up pattern that maybe we had earlier in the week. It's mid to lower 60s across the remainder of the state. You have 63 at Saginaw, 63 in Lapeer and Flint. You have Owasso at 64. In terms of dew points, the cold air drying us out just a little bit more. Dew points mostly sitting upper 30s, lower 40s, so definitely not going to be seeing that as an impact for today. What we're seeing already today, though, is windier conditions. We're seeing winds right now out of the west-southwest at 5 to 15 miles per hour, maybe even up to 20 miles per hour. We can see out there in Freeland at the airport at almost 20 miles per hour, Bay City at 15. So a little bit stronger in the Tri-Cities area of Midland, Bay City, and Saginaw right now. And if you don't like winds, you're probably not going to like tomorrow because we have a setup in the atmosphere that does allow for windier conditions. That will be Friday afternoon. We'll have some more details on that here in just a little bit, but definitely already breezy today. And we actually had some wind gust reports up to 25 to 30 miles per hour. Maybe seeing less of those at this point, but even Owasso at 25, Flint 22 miles per hour, Saginaw at 23, and again, all these winds are coming out of the west-southwest right now, so definitely a breezy day as you're getting out and about for your Thursday. Some of the headlines that will be first alerting you here at the TV5 First Alert weather team for the next couple days is sort of that taste of fall. Again, if you've been watching, you've been hearing us talk about it. You're going to get highs in the mid 60s through all the way through about Sunday, maybe even into Monday. Really, those temperatures are average for early October. So right now we're about a month ahead for our temperatures. I will say, though, that's not going to last long. By the time we get to mid next week, it does look like temperatures return back to the 70s. That'll get us more like September, where we're supposed to be sitting for this time of year. And just a quick preview of tomorrow, because again, I know we have lots of plans going on. We have events like Bikes on the Bricks. We also have Friday Night Lights, high school football week 2, lots of games going on, and you'll be dealing with some cloud cover, but it does look like we should be mostly dry. Our rain chance, it looks like it's going to hold on to the early hours of the day. By midday, we're just going to be dealing with those strong winds and then just cloud cover for the remainder of the day, and then obviously on the cooler side. So if you have plans for tomorrow, including Friday Night Lights, you're probably going to be fighting some stronger winds, some cloudy skies, maybe a quick rain shower, but even that's looking to be a pretty small chance as we get through tomorrow afternoon. So I'm quickly going to take a break here. I don't see anything in our Facebook chat. Once I come back, we have a lot of things to talk about, including more wildfire smoke rolling in tomorrow, those strong winds, that rain chance, and maybe a preview of what your weekend might look like if you have plans heading into our weekend. So I'll be right back after this quick break. Welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Shaver here live for our weekday 2 p.m. First Alert Weather live stream. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. As always, Thursday is the update for our drought monitor, and there hasn't been much change. A few areas outside of our area did see an increase of that abnormally dry outlook, but a majority of the region has continued to hold on to that moderate and severe drought. Again, there are some areas that you've been lucky. You've gotten some rain. Clio is one of those areas. A majority of Shiawassee County has actually continued to see pretty nice conditions in terms of rain here over the last month or so. So they've avoided that drought. That would be Owasso into Perry, Durand, Morris, those areas. But I know there are some areas. We've had some reports of people saying their grass is dry in those areas. So obviously something we'll continue to monitor here over the next couple of weeks. We obviously had that rain yesterday, probably not enough to change too much. That will be, if any impact there, will be on next week's update. Obviously you have another rain chance tomorrow morning. Doesn't really look to be much to impact the drought monitor, but again, hopefully we'll start to get more rain chances here over the next couple of months, and we'll continue to see that drought monitor recover, especially as we get some snow. I know people don't want to hear that word this early, but it is on its way. We're getting really close to fall and then obviously getting into the winter time. Now, lows for tonight continue to hold on to those 40s. You'll have those lower 40s in areas like Bad Axe into Sandusky, Tuscola County, lots of lower 40s. You move to the north, that area continues to lag behind in the lower 40s for tonight, with West Branch at 43, Gladwin 46, Clare also at 46, and Holton Lake at 46. You will see some upper 40s though and lower 50s from Bay City down to Saginaw. Flint and Owasso will be very close to possibly getting into the 50s tonight. Then we get into your afternoon for Friday, and we continue to hold on to cooler temperatures, below average temperatures by 10 to 15 degrees, maybe even as large as 20 degrees in areas up to the north. You have Holton Lake at 59, but as you move to the south, you do start to get those upper 60s. Bay City, Saginaw, Midland, 66 to about 68 degrees, and then down to Flint towards that 69 corridor, having temperatures in the upper 60s, even some lower 70s. Not going to be counted out into southern Sanilac County and southern Lapeer County as we head through the afternoon. But again, still far below average for this time of year. We won't see average temperatures till next week. I think the biggest questions for tomorrow is going to be our winds, because again, you've been hearing about it. They have strong winds lined up for tomorrow. We have our low-level jet lining up right over Michigan. Just the setup in the atmosphere really leads us into seeing stronger winds for the day. And even this afternoon, it still looks to be breezy. Wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour from the west. That should calm down tonight, but by tomorrow morning, we're talking 4 a.m., winds will start to pick right back up. So as as the kids are getting on the bus for your Friday or you're heading off to work, you're definitely going to be dealing with gusty conditions. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour, maybe even get up to 35 miles per hour. And then we have even stronger winds anticipated for the afternoon. This is starting as early as 11 a.m., going through about 2 p.m., seeing wind gusts up to 40 to 45 miles per hour. I think the good thing is models have tried to back off just a little bit. Earlier in the week, they were trying to have us approach wind gusts up to maybe 45 to 50 miles per hour. A good thing is those models have backed off just a little bit. We're now seeing wind gusts up to possibly 40 miles per hour. But again, I'm not going to count out an isolated area getting up to 45 as we get through tomorrow afternoon, especially through about 1 to 2 p.m. I think that's our prime time for seeing our strongest wind gusts through the day, especially in areas like Bad Axe, Port Hope, just really along the shorelines would be our strongest wind gusts for tomorrow. By the afternoon, though, it does look like it will calm down. 6 p.m., we're getting close to kickoff for our Friday night lights. That's where we'll see winds start to drop. And then as we get through the night into tomorrow, they're calmer winds, but still noticeable. Winds up to really 15 to 25 miles per hour. So definitely a breezy day. And with that, the National Weather Service has actually issued a gale warning for all of Lake Michigan into Lake Huron and the Saginaw Bay for tomorrow, starting at 4 a.m., going up until 10 p.m. So I know we have some boaters, some people that may have plans to get out there, but you're going to be dealing with some hazardous conditions out on the water for our Friday. It's going to be winds at 30 to 40 knots from the southwest, waves up to 6 to 8 feet, and there's going to be an isolated chance to see waves up to 10 feet as we get through tomorrow afternoon. So if you're a mariner, you should obviously alter plans to avoid these hazardous conditions. Remain in port if you can. Seek the safe harbor areas. If you're out on the water, you're going to alter course tomorrow, and you just want to secure your vessel, secure your boats as we get through the afternoon with these hazardous conditions that do continue to want to build as we get through our Friday with those stronger winds and obviously high waves throughout the day. Now, another factor for tomorrow is more wildfire smoke. I will say this, it's nothing long term, it's not going to go ruin our day. It is going to be enough, though, that as we get into the afternoon, if we can get some sunshine, you're definitely going to notice it. You may even start to smell it a little bit if we can get it to the surface quick enough. Again, this is all into tomorrow afternoon, but even by tomorrow morning, some areas may start to notice it, especially along that 127 corridor as you're heading off to work or school. And this is all just with those winds. This smoke has been sitting in the Dakotas through the last couple of days. So definitely something we're going to be dealing with. I would expect air qualities to be in that moderate rating. Again, if it can get a little bit heavier, can sort of hold together. Because I think the biggest trend for us with this wildfire smoke is it definitely starts to weaken as it moves in to the state of Michigan. It's been very heavy out to the west over the last couple of days in North and South Dakota, Minnesota. They'd be dealing with very high, very poor air quality. So I think a good thing for us is it does weaken. I think rain chances help sort of drop some of that smoke and weaken it, but it's going to be enough to get us into that moderate air quality. You may have that hazy look as we get through Friday morning into Friday midday. You obviously may be able to smell it in some areas, so if you're someone that is sensitive to those poor air qualities, make sure you take those precautions as we get through our Friday morning into our early Friday afternoon. It does look like, though, by 3 p.m., a majority of that smoke is going to be moved out of the region, and we should have clear conditions as we head through our weekend into next week. Again, it's just a quick little wave tomorrow following sort of the setup that we have with those stronger winds in the atmosphere. Now, I know we also have, again, Friday night lights, so let's take a look at your Friday night lights forecast. I'm not going to count out an isolated sprinkle. I think it is a very small chance. I think if we're going to see it, it's going to be quick and out of there in no time. I think the big thing for tomorrow for any of our football games are going to be those stronger winds and those cooler temperatures. Very much football weather for many, with kickoff temperatures in the upper 50s to the lower 60s, and then staying in the mid to upper 50s as we get through the game. I think the thing is, though, you will possibly see the sun at times as you're sitting out there on the bleachers at some of these games. The sun is going to try to peek through. I don't think it's going to be totally overcast as we get through our week 2 of our high school football games. And again, a west-southwest wind at 15 to 25 miles per hour. So maybe your son is a kicker, or you maybe have a family member that's a kicker. May have some troubles as we get through your football games for tomorrow. They're going to have to prepare for that. But otherwise, should be pretty nice conditions, just dealing with those stronger winds and cooler conditions for week 2 of Michigan high school football. Now, as we head into our weekend, highs stay relatively the same. There really isn't much change here. Lower 60s, upper 50s if you live up to the north, with Holton Lake again being the coolest area, Roscommon County being the coolest area across the state. And then as you move down to the south, you start to get those mid-60s with Bay City, Midland, and then those really areas along 69 also at 66 to maybe 65 or 67. If you get some sun on Saturday, which it does look like you will, you may get a little bit warmer just in those areas that do see some sunshine through the weekend. Now, in terms of rain, again, there is some isolated chances over the next couple of hours. Those will start to move out by our afternoon. We should be dry. Into tonight, cloud cover is going to start to try to build itself back in. It's going to be right around 3 to 4 a.m. When we get our winds starting to increase, we also start to see some rain chances. Now, if you've been watching over the last couple of days, you've noticed there's been a trend. I think it is backing off just a little bit. I'm not going to count out some rain chances as you're waking up, but it definitely isn't holding together as well as previous model runs earlier in the week, and it's still continuing to show an early morning rain. So again, as you're getting out for school, as you're getting out for work Friday morning, don't be surprised if you see some raindrops on your windshield, on your walk, on your sidewalk, as you're getting out and about for Friday. There is a possibility to see some isolated rain chances continuing through midday, but again, it's a small chance. And then just into the afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds may start to clear off through the night. I'm not also going to count out a small isolated rain chance into Saturday morning. That looks to stay mostly to the north for Roscommon County, and then maybe into Clare County through Saturday morning. But by the afternoon, we should be mostly dry and then have that mix of sun and clouds once again through Saturday afternoon. And 7-day forecast, again, continues to show a small chance for Saturday and Sunday. It does look like if we do see rain for the weekend, it's going to be quick, out of there in no time. I know Michigan State has their game on Saturday night in East Lansing. U of M is obviously away for this weekend, so won't have to deal with that rain here. But it should be mostly early if we do see any rain chances on Saturday. And then Sunday, again, a 10% chance. I think if we do see any rain, it's going to be sort of that lake effect rain, similar to what we had, I think, 2 weekends ago. We had that cold air move itself in, and we just had spotty showers that tried to develop on and off throughout much of the weekend. So similar to that, I wouldn't go cancel any of your plans. It's not going to go ruin your day. It's just going to be enough that you will get some light rain. And then heading into next week, it does appear high pressure is going to start to build itself right back into the region. That's going to give us mostly sunny skies into partly cloudy skies from Monday into Tuesday. And we also start to see maybe some warmer temperatures into next week. Tuesday in the lower 70s, then Wednesday back into possibly the mid 70s in some areas. So definitely not going to have long-term fall up until we get there in the next couple of weeks, or at least the next couple of months, getting closer to average as we head into next week. So I don't see any questions in our Facebook chat. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. As always, if you want to catch our 2 p.m. streams, you can head over to our Facebook pages, our Facebook page and our YouTube page at WNEM TV5 News, Roku, Apple TV. You can also catch us on those. You can catch us over at WNEM.com/live streams. It's another location you can catch a lot of our content. And if you ever need an updated forecast, maybe you want to catch what's going on later in the day, head over to our website at WNEM.com/weather. We always try to keep updated forecasts and updated information on that page. And again, I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. You can catch us tomorrow at 2 p.m. and we may even have some weekend streams that you can catch, especially as we get into the weekend. And as always, if we have severe weather, we will be live here on our live stream. Luckily, we don't seem to have that outlook, at least for the next week or so. So hopefully we can hold on to that and continue our streak of quiet weather as we get here over the rest of September into October. But again, thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday afternoon and a wonderful rest of your week.
Thank you for joining us. Today's stream has been brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.